Howdy there, Francis here with the Texas Roadrunner channel, and I got a problem, and maybe some of you guys have the same thing. I mean, I have like many different kinds of cameras, like the GoPro, two kinds of Canons, of course this camera here, and another kind of electronic devices like those little gimbal things, you know, power tools, just, you know, that are cordless. And so, you know, you wind up with all these different kinds of battery chargers. This has to be one of the Canons. This is like for GoPro 4. Here's a charger for some DeWalt cordless power tools. Of course, I have a lot of these power banks, and you know, you have to use like a USB adapter for a lot of different things. Here's the other Canon thing, and this is just a start, seriously. I got a lot. So I'm envisioning a project where I can centralize all this stuff, because right now I'm using just about every wall outlet there is. For example, so you know, I just plug into wherever I can find a free wall outlet. You know, like underneath some furniture, the back of my laptop. I think this is underneath one of our desks. In the living room. In the living room again. And by our entertainment center. I think you get the idea. I thought I'd try to use these UPS units to provide power for the whole rig. So one of my criteria is to make it portable. So when I do go out on a road trip, whether I'm staying in a cabin or a motel room, I can collapse this whole system down and put it into some kind of a bag and take it with me, and then reset it up for all my different electronics and stuff. So that's kind of like the idea of it. So it has to be collapsible, you know. And I'm thinking that I could probably use Velcro to attach these devices on the this board that I'm envisioning in my mind. I'll show you what I mean. I did a little proof of concept experiment to see if this would work. I just took an old board that I found in the garage, and then I painted it with some truck bed paint, and then I put a big piece of Velcro here. And this isn't the fuzzy side, it's the loop side. And then I took like a power strip and just put some the fuzzy side of the Velcro on here. And I just put 3 little pieces and was able to stick it in here, and it holds up pretty strong. And of course, to take it apart, you know, you just do this, right? So those are some ideas going in my head, and I guess I'll just call that Imagineering, okay? So stay tuned, and let's see what I can come up with. Well, the first stop was Lowe's. And I found some paint. This is really truck bed liner paint. And of course some Velcro, and you'll see why. More Velcro. And I plan to have some shelves, so I found some wood here that I can turn into some shelves. Oh, some hardware. More hardware. And of course the power strips. Then I went to the Home Depot. I found that paint again. And I found some zip ties maybe I can use for some wire management. More wood. And of course some glue. Well, looks like clear skies, but we better hurry up and do some painting before the rain comes back, because it's predicted, right? I got more paint, so we'll continue with the project. Well, normally when I start out on projects like this, I'll just go to the hardware store, the hobby store, craft store, and buy a bunch of things I think I will need or use, and then you know, just put them all together until the project's done. But this time around, I did some Imagineering a little bit more, and well, let's go on inside and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Well, it's sort of a plan, so let's do this. The first thing I want to do is cut one of these 2x2 foot by what is it, 1/2 inch plywood in half to be used as my base. Oh, by the way, I have some smaller pieces of wood here that I plan on making some shelving for the unit. So I'll touch back with you after this cut. Oh yeah, I cannot saw a straight line if my life depended on it. So I just made this little jig here to hopefully keep everything straight. Okay, that's done. Now it's time to start hinging up. Now I'm gonna hinge the top two with big hinges, so there's a little gap. I need that little gap because I'm going to have the surface raised by at least one layer of Velcro. So I can't have them, you know, butt up against each other. But the base right here, it can be butt up nice and tightly. And you'll see what I mean as I go along. Okay, it's all hinged up, at least the bottom part or the base. And somehow I'm going to use this board acting as a brace. Don't know how yet, but figure it out. I meant to buy 2 sets of these hinges and put one in the center. I don't know what happened. I thought I did. So I'm going to take a break and go back to the hardware store and purchase another set. See you in a bit. Okay, there we go. We have 3 hinges now, and it looks like it's pretty secure. So when it folds in nice and compact. Now to work on the second set of hinges. Okay, I have the next set of hinges on. Since these two boards don't really meet because of the Velcro being in the way, I went ahead and added an extra hinge just to give things more stability, or actually strength. And so when I turn it like this, you can see a gap. Doesn't show up real well in the middle, but right here and right, whoops, focus please. It's not wanting to focus, but here we go. Well, you can tell there's going to be Velcro attached here, so I had to make some room for it. On to the next step. Well, hopefully you're starting I can't do this with one hand. Hopefully you got the, pardon the pain in my voice, but my back is killing me now. But I'm gonna have to put a brace right along here. And so bear with me and I'll bring you back after I get the brace installed. Okay, I have my braces on. I'm just using 2-inch bolts with wing nuts and some washers. And in a second, we'll raise it and see if it's more secure. Yes, this is much more secure. I'm just waving it around and I'm happy with it. I'm glad I put those braces on here for stability and to make it stronger. Now I got to figure out what to do with the bracing to the base down there. I'm gonna have to sleep on it. It's getting late. I'm losing my my light, so we'll pick this project back up in the morning. Okay, I have an idea. I'm gonna sleep on it tonight. Here I have this other half of the 2 foot by 2 foot by, I think it's a 1/2 inch plywood. I'm thinking about making an angle cut on here and try to drill holes in here, and like I did with the bracing, secure it over here, but just on the bracing, on the side bracing, and probably nothing on the bottom. I'll play around with it tomorrow morning and see how it goes, and I'll bring you along with me. Right now, like I said, it's hot out here and it's been raining, so I'm gonna call it a day. See you in the morning. Well, good morning. Well, it's a rainy morning, but I did wind up at the Home Depot for some more hardware, another piece of plywood, and Buc-ee's for their beef jerky. So let's get started. So I was thinking, which sometimes gets me in trouble, you know. I can take a half of this 2 by 2 1/2 inch plywood, and I do want this thing to have a tilt to it, and so I'm thinking about just making a cut from here all the way to here and then bolt it through here, and we'll see what happens. This looks like a decent angle to me, and so I measured between here and here, and that was 4.5 inches, and from here to here, and that was 4.5 inches. So I just marked out 4.5 inches over here, and I'm going to try to cut 2 boards at once so it stays as even, so the cut stays as even as possible. I went ahead and used the orbital sander to clean up the cut. Okay, this turned out fine. I got the angle that I want, and these braces seem to work out. There's the other one on the other side. So what I now have to do is figure out if I can do this, drilling holes through this brace that goes all the way through there, and then bolt it with wing nuts like that. Let's see if I can do it, because this is a good, I think 2.5 inches, and then the plywood is a 1/2 inch, that's 3 inches. Now, like I said, I went to the Home Depot this morning and I found some 4-inch bolts. So we'll see if that works out or not. Stay tuned. Well, dummy me saw that 4 and thought 4 inches. Well, no, it's not. It's like 2 inches. So I had to go back and find some 4-inch bolts. And of course, I had to get new washers and wing nuts. And I bought 4 of them, but I only came home with 3. Where's the other one? I don't know. I'm getting tired of going back and forth from here to the hardware store all the time. But I guess I'll have to. Okay. Here's the back bracing. Unfortunately, there's not enough room to put washers and wing nuts on here. But if I just poke these 3.5 and 4-inch bolts in here, it holds it pretty nice and steady. Sorry about the lighting, it's been raining. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some feet on the base, so you know it won't mark up a you know, hardwood floor, and if it's on carpet, no big deal. Well, do you see how the screw goes past the plywood for these little feet? So much like on these hinges over here. Now I plan on covering up the wood screws on these hinges somehow or another. I haven't figured it out yet, but will do. So I have an idea. I think I'll just use Velcro to attach the feet on. So it's a little, well, it just keeps on wanting to rain and rain and rain, so I'm gonna have to postpone some painting and just go ahead and work on some shelves. So I'm trying to set up yeah, I want to put some shelves on here just in case. And I think I want to put a lip on the shelves, so which means I got to cut this in half. So wish me luck. I don't have a jig to use because it's just too thin, or actually not very wide. Okay, here's the first one of my shelves. I'll probably just make two. This side will have Velcro on it, so I can attach it with Velcro to the board. And this part is the actual shelf. And I'll probably put this lip on right here so things don't fall down or roll over. So again, this is just my imagineering. If you think I know what I'm doing, well, you're wrong. So I'm going to start on the next shelf. I think I'll only have two. Okay, I'm starting on this second shelf. There we go. And again, I'm just using this Gorilla wood glue. I may reinforce it with some small nails later on. We'll see. You know, it looks like I'm only going to be able to put two of these surge protected power strips on here, because if I wanted three, it's going to cover up the hinge and it's going to cover up the two screws that are holding this bracing in right here. So I guess that's what I'm going to have to do. Put one here and put one right here. And also it looks like if I'm going to put my APC UPS on here, I'm going to have to drill a hole on the side bracket here to allow the power cable to go through. So let's do it. Okay, now it's done, and it's big enough to put at least 2 or 3 more cables through there and connect it to the UPS. I am wondering if I should put a hole right here. Come on, focus. And that way the cable or the power cord would go, geez, hard to do this, would go through a hole right in here and come out the back and be out of the way of everything that will be up in front. I'll give it a try. Okay, that worked out. Of course, I'm using a little smaller hole now, and maybe I'll do the same thing with the other surge protected power strip. Okay, that worked out. We got the top one and we got the bottom one, and the power cord is going through the little circle and going through the the left side bracket and plugged into the APC UPS. I would start painting, but the weather does not look cooperative at all. So I guess I'll just continue working on these shelves. Well, I thought I would risk the rain. And if it does rain, I'll just bring it in the garage real quick. Well, here is the first coat of paint. Again, I'm using truck bed liner. And of course, we are still waiting on the shelves to dry. Please remind me next time to wear a glove. Now I'm gluing on the lip of that shelf. And when all the glue dries, I think I'll try to use some very small brad nails to secure it more, well, just to secure it better. And then we'll paint it. Well, I couldn't really hammer these little brad nails in there, but these shelves seem pretty strong with that Gorilla Wood glue. So I'm going to take this out to the backyard and start painting. And of course this time I'm going to wear gloves, right? I finally finished the first coat on the main unit here, but I only had enough paint to do one side of the shelves. So you know where I'm going, right? Back to the Home Depot, or maybe Lowe's. So while waiting for the paint to dry, I went ahead and put the Velcro on these power strips, but of course fuzzy side up. Well, it looks like attaching the feet using the Velcro is working out. Let's put her back on top and see how she looks. Yeah, I moved inside because it was just getting so darn hot out there. I hear Texas Gulf Coast may get a hurricane soon. We'll just have to find out. So I'm glad I got this part of the project where I can work on it indoors. So the next step is to apply some Velcro, not the furry side up, but the hook side up in these various areas for the power strips and for my shelves. It's getting late, and so I'm going to turn in and we'll start back up tomorrow. Well, good morning. I've already been to the hardware store once this morning. Why? Well, to buy more Velcro, right? Because I don't know what you can tell or not because everything's black, but here's the Velcro, and of course here's the board, the 2x2 by 1/2. And I just put strips of 2-inch Velcro all the way down. And of course I had two vertical pieces of Velcro that's holding up the two power surge protected power strips right here. And here's the two power strips, just normal ones, but I'm going to plug in my rechargeable batteries and other devices in. So at this point, it's really going to be like decorating a Christmas tree. I don't exactly know how I'm going to arrange everything, but I'm going to go ahead and play around, and then when I'm finished, I'll bring you back. Sounds good? See you later. Yeah, here's one of the shelves, and it's staying up again with the Velcro. Okay, I think this is about how I want the power strips and the shelves to be attached. Next, I'm going to go ahead and start throwing on some the adapters for recharging my cameras and electronics, and power hand tools or cordless hand tools. I also need to mention that I'm going to have to work on some kind of wire management system. So what I'll probably use is some more of those Velcro cable management. I don't know, they're like zip ties. You'll see what I mean. As you can see, I've managed to manage the power cords so it's not so crazy looking, it's more manageable. Okay, let's see what else I can do. Okay, let's see what more damage I can do. So guys, this is my proof of concept here. I'll just try to go over. I don't have this thing fully decked out with all my recharging adapters, but here we have the GoPro battery charger for the GoPro 4, and another one for the GoPro 4, and this one here is for the GoPro 8. This here is for my Canon 80D camera, and up here I have my Sony AX100, or sometimes referred to as a Sony cam, and here is the battery for my drone. This is my old iPhone hooked up. Let's see, and over here is one of my power banks. I have like 1, 2, 3 that can be recharged like this. I got 2 that are solar, which is kind of cool. Alright, down here I got another USB adapter, and this is for my Canon GX7. And we got another row of here's for my DeWalt cordless power tools. I got my little gimbal thing here, and that's it so far. I know I probably need to do some cable management here, which is kind of, maybe I'll put some rings or something like that in various places that might help out. So let me play around with cable management a bit, and we'll see what we can come up with. Again, all this is Velcro, and I can move things around. One thing I've noticed is that the shelves here, they are going to require some extra bracing, so I'm going to work on that too and let you know how that turns out. So the top shelf really wasn't all that stable, so I'm going to head and make some brackets for the top one, and it's gluing up now. After it dries, probably tomorrow morning, I'll paint it and do the Velcro thing in an attachment. And the same thing with the bottom shelf. I'm just putting this vertical bracket right here, and remember, if you saw, the the bottom shelf had the heaviest stuff, and this is the bottom shelf. The bottom shelf had the heaviest stuff, so I went ahead and made a vertical bracket. This will probably sit against the floor or carpet or whatever. So we'll let this dry, and then tomorrow we'll paint it up and put it back together again. I told you guys I'm imagineering all this, so if you think I know what I'm doing, I really don't. Well, good morning. It's been raining all night, but under the patio, I didn't really get a lot of rain, so I went ahead and painted my new brackets for the top shelf, and this is the bottom shelf here. Again, all I did was add this extra board to help stabilize it on the bottom. So we'll let this dry, do another coat, and hopefully we'll be finished with this project today. I also applied some Velcro, fuzzy side up of course, on these cable clamps that I can use as cable management, and they'll just stick on here like that. And hopefully we'll make all this mess of cables a little bit nicer and more organized. Okay, the paint on the top brackets has dried, and I have applied the fuzzy side up of the Velcro. So now let's test the top shelf and see what happens. Well, I am very happy with how this turned out. The shelf has really increased in sturdiness by these two brackets. And again, these brackets are held on with, you guessed it, Velcro. Now let's work on the bottom shelf here. If you notice, there's a little bit of play on these power strips. So what I did was, if you can see, there is an indentation on the bottom. And so I added like 3 layers of Velcro here, and I already did this one here. And now it sticks on a whole lot more firmer. So we'll go ahead and put this one back in place. And next we'll use these C-clamps here and try to work out a cable management system. Okay, the cable management system seemed to be working out fairly well. It's still pretty loose on the backboard, but I have some ideas to fix that. So I think this project has come to a completion, or almost. There's my new little light for my GoPro 8 and battery charger for GoPro 4 batteries, and there's the GoPro 8 batteries. This is for the Canon 80D. Up here is for the Sony Okay, where was I? I was talking about stupid ass door. Okay, this battery is for my Sony cam, the AX100. And I got my drone stuff here, the controller, and of course one of the batteries for the drone. And again, my power bank, or one of them. And let's see, oh yeah, I have my battery charger for D cells and, you know, AAAs and AA's and even a 9-volt. And there's my old iPhone. And the charger for the power tools. Then there's my refuel, extra battery pack for my GoPro 4s. I really like these refuels. They got them for the GoPro 6 and 7, but I think 6 and 7 use the same batteries as the 8. And I tried contacting the company to see if the new refuel would fit for the GoPro 8, but no response back. Then here's my gimbal, and I had to make a little adapter for my iPhone. Boy, that iPhone is coming out really weird. Let's see. Can't really focus too well. Anyway, what else do I have? I think that's it. I still got some room to spare. So I'll call this project completed, but not quite completed. Now I have to see if I can get this whole thing into a travel bag. and I'll show you the bag that I want to try out. So here's the travel bag that I bought off of Amazon, and once I take everything off and fold it up, I am hoping I can fit everything in here. Let's see if I can. Okay guys, everything fits in this bag. I don't really want to push it too far because it's already pretty heavy. So I plan on putting all the power strips and the hardware in these two brackets into another bag, so it'll be easier to haul around. I guess stay tuned for a recap. Hey, I'm back again. I hope you enjoyed the video. I was just trying to demonstrate a proof of concept to turn my problem into a promiscuity. So at least now I'm not recharging all my batteries and other electronic gear all over the house. I can just centralize everything. So hopefully that'll give you some ideas if you're interested in doing a project like this. Before I go, I do want to give you little tips. I've been working with Velcro for a long time, and sometimes it can be really tough. So in trying to get that little plastic backing off the adhesive side of the Velcro, sometimes it's easy to use a penknife to start the separation between the plastic and the Velcro. Another thing, the adhesive on the Velcro likes to gum up your scissors right in here, so it gets harder and harder to use as you go along. So, you know, if you do a lot of work with Velcro, get this goof off stuff. I had to use this several times to get the gunk off of here. And one last thing, I know that through time and use, that Velcro on the board is going to not last long. Well, not last long, but won't stick for a long time. So when that happens, or I should say, the adhesive will wear out. I'm just going to use some silicone glue when that happens. Okay, well, is there anything else? I don't think so. I'm getting hungry, time for breakfast. So anyway, you guys be safe out there, and take care. I'm Francis Kiefel, and I approved this video.